They're off. Well over 2.5 miles with the rower movements here, just over 2 mile 5 the distance to be covered for the half dozen. Among those handy as they go to the first final, Edgar on the right in the Pearl Silks and favourite Lune de la Mer on the left in the cheek pieces. Jumping Jupiter, yellow sleeves of the red cap for Tom Midgley handy, and so too is Matchless in the blue and yellow as they arrive at the second. They're scheduled to jump 12 in total on the way round. Presenting Pete in a purple jacket is last but one, and Strictly Tango under Sam Twiston-Davies, the early back marker. Under the judge then, with a couple of circuits in front of them, and it is final Edgar who leads to the first turn, but only with a small advantage over Lune de la Mer. And then Matchless around the inner, and Presenting Pete racing wide of Jumping Jupiter, and just over a length away to Strictly Tango as the half dozen just shy of 30 miles an hour make their way to the first of the 3 fixed brush obstacles over on the far side. Final Edgar and Jamie Hamilton giving a lead to Lune de la Mer and Henry Brook. Matchless, Sean Quinlan, the blue and yellow silks, close up in third place, preparing to rise. Then Jumping Jupiter and Presenting Pete, and lastly Strictly Tango, who's a couple of lengths further back. On to the middle one across on the far side, final Edgar. Taking it slickly over Lune de la Mer. Matchless, the recent Hexham winner, just in behind the leading duo as they now complete the jumping across on the far side first time. And each of the 6 pretty good with about 5 lengths covering them, and now a long run before they get back to where they started from. So final Edgar into the far corner over Lune de la Mer. Matchless in a blue and yellow jacket, a close third just ahead of Presenting Pete, and Strictly Tango against the rail, pale jacket with a red cap just inching up on the inner of Jumping Jupiter. It's still very early days, they're approaching the halfway point, and final Edgar set a fairly even gallop so far, around the 30 mile an hour mark or so, as they turn on in to face the next pair of obstacles, number 6 and 7, before a further complete circuit. Final Edgar to Matchless and Lune de la Mer in the cheek pieces. Presenting Pete on the left, upside Strictly Tango and Jumping Jupiter. And again, they're all pretty good there. Lune de la Mer on occasions has just been inclined to go slightly out to his right. Final Edgar been jumping straight and true, and it was again the case there. Jumping Jupiter wasn't so slick on that occasion, just was inclined to scatter the birch and is nudged along by Tom Midgley. Just going up between Strictly Tango and Presenting Pete in the second half of the field as they embark upon their final circuit. Racing away towards the far side once again, led by final Edgar, who's made just about every inch so far. Lune de la Mer has always been handy, and Matchless continues to slipstream the leading pair. Then from the rail across, Strictly Tango, Jumping Jupiter and Presenting Pete. So each of the 6 has a chance embarking on the last circuit, heading on towards the 8th. It's 5 out. Final Edgar from Lune de la Mer. Matchless, bunny hopped it in third. And Strictly Tango, Presenting Pete, and once again, Jumping Jupiter's having to be ridden along and is now beginning to drop off them. Has fallen 5 or 6 lengths behind the others, who have taken the middle on the far side and now head towards the third last. And they're beginning to tighten up ahead with Matchless and Lune de la Mer taking on final Edgar. Matchless just landed a little awkwardly there, but he's still poised between horses. Strictly Tango, red cap improving into 4th. Presenting Pete in touch but hustled along in 5th. The gap, however, widening all the time to Jumping Jupiter. So out of the back straight and inside the last half mile, the lengthy approach to the second last. Lune de la Mer has got a fairly wide trip, 3 deep around the crown of the bend, but has edged into a narrow lead. With Matchless in second, ridden along. Looks as though final Edgar may have run his race now. He drops back to 4th. Strictly Tango bustled up by Sam Twiston-Davies into 3rd. And now Presenting Pete is about to go 4th. So they straighten just outside the last quarter mile. couple to jump up the straight. The strong travelling Lune de la Mer in the hands of Henry Brook. Matchless responding to Sean Quinlan's urgings, though, and is certainly sticking in there. And now Lune de la Mer has to be ridden along. Matchless holds every chance at the second last. Matchless touching down just ahead. Strictly Tango takes a tumbling fall when just in behind them. Leaves Presenting Pete a remote third. Matchless from Lune de la Mer at the last. Matchless untidy, didn't get very high. It's a short run in. Lune de la Mer is coming to have another go, but time is running out, and Matchless, driven out by Sean Quinlan for Ross Marriott and Jenny Candlish, supplements the Hexham win. Sees off Lune de la Mer, Presenting Pete in third. Final Edgar in fourth. Jumping Jupiter was pulled up.